Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today I'd like to share with you the missing elements in today's Wing Chun since 1870. If what I'm going to share with you today do not get fixed, you know that technically, very certain, very sure, technically Wing Chun never par with other top-class martial art today. So what is this missing element? If you check around, even dig in history, you dig into the history of Wing Chun, since 1870, disregard of all those stories, movies made, there is one thing I will mention, and that thing is breathing. So today I'd like to get deep into this. We need to solve this for our Wing Chun brothers and sisters who really want to make their art work. If you don't solve this, we know we can analyze it today. Wing Chun will never par. So let's begin. Now, the first thing I like to share with you is, in this channel, I like to share with you critical thing which we need to upgrade or update our Wing Chun so that it can be par in the martial art arena today. Wing Chunner, we have our self-esteem. We have our pride. Wing Chun, as the system, it has its self-esteem and pride too. So we need to really know what we are doing. Or else, who are we going to kid? So a few days ago, I shared this type of training using this modern fight simulator, which is using in MMA. And many have already watched it, many of our friends. And many of our friends send me messages to asking me more questions so they can adapt to it. Now, however, there are always people who I ask them not to watch my video, not to watch my channel. Why? Because disregard of what I am presenting here, there's somebody who still wrote me saying that, oh, it is the same thing. This fight simulator is the same with the movies, Wing Chun dummy. Are you sure? Those are cult type of mentality. They don't see what is in the real world. Even they think they see. This is the sad part. If really Wing Chun wooden dummy is that great, then our friend in BJJ and MMA is going to use it instead of using this. Okay? So just look around and see what is in the real life. That's why I ask people to not watch my channel, because they never be able to comprehend. Well, I'm sure that it is not their wrong, but their mind is trapped in a certain thing. The same with yesterday, somebody in Asia is writing this big thing, make it formal, like the snake crane Wing Chun sets is actually from the 1850s Xu Lim Tao sets. And it even have this internal art stuff there. Well, I rectify this in Asia. This guy have no clue what it is, but it is keeping living his own fantasy. I bring this up on the people who cannot see it and do not be able to clean their cup is because this type of mentality or this type of mentality will get you into trouble that you never be able to see things. As General Qi Ji Guang said, what you're not going to see, what you don't see, what you don't know is going to gut you. Okay? So that's why I ask people not to watch my channel, because they do not know what is going on in the reality, and they prefer to live in their own mind. And of course, they have their freedom. They better live there. And I don't have to spend time to explain things to them. They don't understand. They don't want to understand anyway. Now, let's talk about breathing. Breathing. We like it or not, in martial arts, in martial art training or fighting art training, breathing is the core of the entire thing. So the ancient Chinese, the Shaolin saying that if you don't know how to develop your breathing, even if you have magic techniques, it is useless. Okay? So why? Is that true? Sure. You want endurance? You want aerobic endurance, anaerobic endurance. You want to fight in the flight and fly, high intensity, accelerate fighting. You want to be strong. You want to have the endurance. You want to be able to execute things fast. If you don't know how to breathe, forget about it. There's no speed. There's no momentum. There's no power. There's no endurance if you don't know how to breathe and you never train with it. So face it, Wing Chun since 1870, the design of the create of these 4 sets until today, disregard of what is the legend and story. 0 is about teaching on breathing. That's how serious it is. We don't fix it today. What are you doing? Now let's look into the real top-class martial art in the world since the end of 1800s. This is Shaolin. They need to train that breathing and the intra-abdominal pressure which is come with it so that they be able to fight. Shaolin, prior to get burned in the 1920s. Western boxing, this is a real guy, real champ, Robert Fitzsimon. Breathing exercise showing first position. Check him in history. This is a real fighter in Western boxing. And this is in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. Breathing. Kyokushin, karate. This is the ibuki. Okay. BJJ. This is Rickson Gracie. Talk about the breath control. Now, Do you have the technology like that to train your people? Be it doesn't matter, it's Shaolin, Western boxing, Kyokushinkai, and BJJ. If you don't, sorry, you cannot play in that high intensity, making blow, taking blow type of arena called fighting. Do we think that Rickson Gracia is a nobody in the fight? Check it out. How many fight Rickson Gracia have? How about our Bob in Western boxing? How about all those Kyokushin fighters since 1970s, the world tournament, World Kyokushin Open? Not only Mas Oyama, you look at all this thing. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Or Ibuki, Ibuki, Ibuki. Deep breathing, handle of the intra-abdominal pressure to take punch, to take blow. So this is the common denominator, be it BJJ, Kyokushin, Shaolin, and the Western boxing. Do you have it? And today's MMA. So where's your Wing Chun stuff? No. So in 1850s Wing Chun, we know that there are three types of breathing. The subtle breathing for nurture chi training, the fitness training using the common breathing, and the martial art training using the wind breathing. You check in the Shaolin, you check in today, the real authentic Ngozo, it have this. And of course, you look at in the Ibuki, Kyokushin is using the windy breathing. Okinawa Te, you see that the body strengthening out and generate that really strong power for blowing, for strike. Western boxing, the same thing. If you don't have this, train very particular, don't know the breathing, one will never get healthy. One will never get strong. So when we talk about the Chinese martial arts, we can get healthy and strong and be able to fight. Number one thing, the bottom line is breathing. And breathing, you have to be par with our Western boxing since the beginning of 1900, par with Kyokushin, par with BJJ, par with MMA player in order to stay on that standard, that level of fight. Like the song, The Eyes of Tiger, Rocky 3. You want to stand up to your opponent, your rival, you better have that. Okay? Even if we just want to have a healthy body and strong body and we are not fighting, we still need to have that breathing. So you be able to handle proper breathing. What is the proper breathing? You don't do this type of improper breathing where causing yourself hernia, where you causing yourself heart attack or high blood pressure, all kind of stuff. And you be able to get into the tournament and strike and take blow. Look at the Western boxing. Look at the Kyokushin Open. You need to know how to handle your intra-abdominal pressure properly so that you can have a drive to sprint out. How to exert force, strength, power. Now, have you ever seen the full instructions of breathing? Like I just show you that from Shaolin, from Western boxing, from Kyokushin, from BJJ. This has got nothing to do with advanced level. This is just basic. The first day you go, you learn that. You need to learn how to breathe. And then you develop the Kung Fu. Now you look around in Wing Chun. Do you have that? Do you have what I just shared with you? And you say you want to be par with MMA, par with BJJ, par with Western boxing, par with Kyokushin, par with their fighter in the arena, in the open. Are you serious? Keep making up stories or keep arguing. Oh, this wooden dummy is the same with that wooden dummy, and according to who, whatever, and then well, this Wing Chun is that Wing Chun, and is this related to 1850s and or the what 1600 Wing Chun. You keeping make everything and all. Yeah, go learn some Tai Chi and say this is internal Wing Chun. Wait a minute. When you face a Kyokushin, they were going to you like it or not, to compete on will you be able to handle your breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. They do iboki every kata, every time. Take strike. BJJ, look at what Gracie, Rickson Gracie present in that podcast. Look at our Bob, the boxing champion in 1900. Serious. When you don't have this, how it's just like you have a car. You say, well, I have a car, and everybody have a turbo there, and know that they are 6-cylinder, but you don't even know that you have a 2-cylinder, or you have a bicycle who pedal. You want to get to the level of those who have the 6-cylinder car and with turbo. Doesn't matter, it's Western boxing, BJJ, Kyokushin. Do you want to get into the arena? Well, I have no idea what is how many liter of the engine and the turbo is about. So I just shared with you just now the entire thing there on breathing, on type of breathing of Wing Chun in 1850. What it is medically it presents, what is the problem if you do it wrong, and how to handle this intra-abdominal pressure on the forward breathing and reverse breathing. Well, I wrote it, the entire thing, on the book Decoding Wing Chun, right? That's the only book in this world up to today, since 1870, the creation of 4 sets, have this clear explain on how to breathe. Or else it's hopeless to when you face our BJJ friend, our Kyokushin friend, our boxing friend, our real Shaolin friend. So what is the point to talk about? Oh, you know, this person is from Snake Crane Wing Chun. The Snake Crane Wing Chun set is from the Wing Chun 1850 Xiu Lim Tao set, blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, you know, this wooden dummy is the same with today's those wooden dummy. The simulator is the same. Are you serious? It's keeping living in the fantasy of whatever other people say, something you never listen, and then you're keeping saying, well, I know it too. We have it too. and then make all the stories. But stories after 100, how many years? 150 years since 1870 until today. I just shared with you. You want to fight a BJJ? Do you know the breathing they know? Do you train? You want to fight a Western boxer? Do you train every day the type of breathing they have? You want to fight a Kyokushin? Do you train that? Or you don't even aware of what it is there? And keeping make up all the stories and all this thing. So, my message for you today is this. Wing Chun have our self-esteem and pride. Wing Chun 1850, the real technology, is par with today's different type of martial art in terms of the technology of breathing. Unless we take it back and we train it, you can count that it is called hopeless. When you want to face Western boxing, BJJ, or Kyokushin, your body simply cannot take it. You don't have the engine, the turbo to do the race. This is a realistic, a really cool world. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You think those Western boxers coach don't see that you cannot breathe? You think that our BJJ friend like Rickson Gracia you don't know how to breathe? In fact, in that podcast, if you listen carefully, Rickson Gracia is saying that he is playing the heart rate of his rival. Okay, he can handle that where his rival cannot handle it via breathing. You want to face the Kyokushin in the, like what you see in the Kyokushin Open, really intense, high speed, continuous strike, KO type of blow, and the body be able to take the blow. This is reality. So, Wing Chun or any Chinese Kung Fu, unless one be able to see the reality and face the reality, there's no way one can compete in that level of Western boxing, BJJ, Kyokushin, or Thai boxing. You cannot compete that because you don't know how to breathe. So this is how serious. That's why I wrote the book, the Decoding Wing Chun. And one need to know this. One need to know what one can train, what one cannot train. Instead of, I know it too. Oh yeah, you know, have this theory of this Wing Chun 1850, and then they change the name into the snake crane sets, and then they change into get into this snake crane Wing Chun 4 sets. Well, let me question everybody. Do you know about breathing? Do you have the breathing, what I state in my book, The Decoding Wing Chun? Do you have that details, that type of training, which is par with Kyokushin, par with ancient Shaolin, par with the Western boxing, and par with our BJJ friend? If you don't have it, what is the point to say I have it too? Because you don't even know how to breathe.